All right. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. It is 9 a.m. on your beautiful Saturday, the 31st. There's a lot going on today. It's Halloween. It's also a full moon. It is also a Saturday, which feels really cool. I feel like we haven't had a Halloween on a Saturday in a hot minute. So just first of all, positive thoughts, positive vibes to all of you who are out dealing with people on this fine Saturday. It is probably going to be a little bit crazy. So today I wanted to talk about how you can choose inner peace and how that is a choice. I want to make the argument that it's a choice because I think a lot of people do not see it that way. They don't necessarily see inner peace as a choice. They see it as something that's nice, and I wish I had that, but it's like, how could I possibly make that for myself when my life is crazy and I work a crazy job and I just am very overwhelmed all the time. And I want to just get into that and speak to that. So, first of all, inner peace is something that you control, and it's something that you create. Now, of course, different professions and different jobs lend to different types of stress. So, sometimes you're not going to be able to have inner peace in certain, or not even, I actually don't agree with that, so I'm not going to say that. I think that you can have inner peace in any sort of environment that you're in, especially when it has to do with your person. I think it mostly has to do with your personality. So if you're somebody who, maybe you are like a trauma nurse and that's something that you really thrive in, I think that you can have inner peace. But I think that you have to be the kind of person who can maintain inner peace while doing a specific kind of job. So for myself, I struggle to maintain inner peace if I am working in an environment like I was working before. If I'm working pretty much secluded, and I'm working and running my own projects, and I get to communicate with the people above me, like I work pretty well, but I don't work very well in a large group of people with a complicated dynamic. I want to work with the people who are directly above me, and I want to work with people who I am managing, and that's about it. I don't like to work with a lot of other people, and that's just me, and that's what helps me keep my inner peace. Because I don't know why, but it's just kind of my personality, and that's fine. So creating inner peace for yourself is understanding what culminates and creates and cultivates inner peace for you. What works together? What have you found in your life that has worked together to create inner peace for you? One. Number two is actually actively choosing inner peace and choosing to pursue that. So this is a difficult concept for anybody who has never really done this or felt this or has grown up in an environment that was extremely stressful, and your brain maybe has never known inner peace. Maybe you as a person have just never felt inner peace. You've never been able to know that. Maybe you're constantly feeling like you're on a hamster wheel. You're always moving, your brain is always doing something, and your brain is always thinking of these new possibilities, spinning things, and so you never really truly feel like grounded and centered, and this sense of inner peace that everybody like talks about, you think like it doesn't really exist, that's not really a thing, everybody's always doing like something inner, they always are going and struggling with something, and I'm doing this because that's what it feels like. It's like a stirring, but an anxious stirring that you kind of constantly have. And I used to be that way. I didn't think that people really had inner peace. I didn't think that that was a thing. I didn't think people felt stable. I didn't think you could feel stable and secure as a person. And so when I started exploring this idea of what does it mean to be peace-filled, it just felt like when everybody was like, oh, well, it's just a choice, just do it. It was like, well, how do I do it? Thank you so much for the advice. I would love to. I would love to have inner peace. That sounds great. How do I do that. And they give you these like little suggestions that are just kind of like frustrating because you have tried everything and nothing is helping. And so you try something for a while and it doesn't really work. So you decide it doesn't work at all and then you stop doing it. And then you maybe try something else, or you stop trying because it's futile or you feel it's futile. And I want to encourage you that these things are not futile, but not everybody gives great advice about how to do this. So I'm going to give you a how-to. So step one is you need to create consistency in your life, at least for myself, my own personality type. And many of you in the Mindset Journaling Academy community are a lot like me. So my advice is to create as much stability in your life as possible. Create as much consistency in your life as possible so that you know and are aware of that you can create a sense of stability and a sense of consistency in your life. So create that consistency for yourself. If that means that your job is not maybe the consistent thing and you're struggling with this feeling of stability and consistency, you maybe need to switch jobs. Maybe there's another position that you could look for within your company, or maybe you need to move on and find a different career depending on your field. And there's nothing wrong with that. That is okay. Even if you got a degree in what you studied and you went out into the workforce and then you discovered, oh my gosh, I don't like this. That is okay. There is nothing wrong with that. You can feel that way, and it's okay for you to shift. It's the same thing for if you have family members. If you have family members who you find when you spend time with them, you feel anxious, you feel more frustrated than you did before you spent time with them, you feel confused after you finish spending time with them, you might want to cut those people out. And it's hard because sometimes those people, for some people, those people are your parents. For some people, those people are your siblings. For some people, those people are your cousins. And so you need to cut out people who do not promote this sense of inner stability. And by cut out, I mean not spending as much time with them. You don't need to formally send them a message about how you can't spend time with them anymore. That's not what I'm saying. When I say cut someone out, I mean it's okay for you, and you have my permission, to slowly stop spending time with someone who is very clearly for you draining your energy. Now, do you also have things to work on for yourself? Absolutely. That is why you're kind of like shrinking your circle so that you are able to build up the skills to be able to expand your circle again. I am just now getting to the point where I am expanding my circle again because I whittled it down and got it small enough to the point where I felt comfortable expanding my circle. I felt comfortable working on myself. I felt stable. So you need to get to a point where you feel stable and not talking and just like not talking to somebody as much anymore. Does not mean that you're a bad person. It doesn't mean that you're blaming them for your problems. You're not blaming them for your problems. Just being around them for some reason, maybe that triggers something in you and it causes you a certain amount of anxiety or worked upness. And it's okay for you to say, you know what? I don't want to feel that way. I am struggling to control my own emotions and how I feel around this person. So it's going to be better for me to go ahead and go somewhere else and just stop spending as much time with this person so that I can build the skills I need in order to be peace-filled in any situation, talking to any person. So that is the next thing that I recommend that you do. I recommend that you stop spending so much time with people who, even though maybe you really enjoy spending time with them, but they just really drain your energy, it is okay for you to whittle down your circle of friends to a point where you feel comfortable and stable and consistent. You can create the state of consistency for yourself. If that's consistency in time spent with friends, that's job. I mean, throughout the day, you're creating this consistent schedule for yourself throughout the week, throughout the month. You just build this solid sense of like, I know what's going on and everything's okay. I have this. So that's one step. Another step that I encourage that you take is doing your morning mindset journaling, right? The mindset journaling is created to help you have a sense of stability. and have a sense of clarity and calm and centering. So if you want to choose inner peace, choose to do mindset journaling every morning. Mindset journaling gives you an opportunity. This is not the thing that is going to fix you. Just like cutting people out is not the thing that's going to fix you, right? What's going to fix you is identifying the tools that you need in order to help you out of where you are. Do you need to see a therapist? Do you need to see a therapist? Do you need to see a doctor and talk to them about maybe you need to get on medication? Maybe you don't. That's okay. See a therapist, talk to your doctor. What do you need to do in order to create a sense of stability and consistency in your own life? Get those needed tools in place. Those needed tools are the things that are going to actually start shifting and changing you. Get coaching. Identify the tools you need in order to shift yourself and hold yourself accountable to that shifting. This is the thing that's going to open the door for you to get into that. This is the thing that's going to open the door for you to get into changing your brain. Because when you do this, this gives you an opportunity every single morning to start to shift and change your brain and the way that you think and what you decide, your goals, what you want for yourself. You get to targetedly think about it every single morning before you start your day. So I'm going to go ahead and get into my journaling. I welcome you to join me. If you'd like to listen to the same music I do, I'll go ahead and copy and paste that link below. And at some point soon, I'm going to get to a point where I can just play this music and you guys can hear it. That would be really nice. I'm still working on that. I know what I need and stuff. I'm working out the details still. But we will get to a point where that will happen, and maybe it'll be a little bit easier to do our lives together. So that'd be awesome, and we could do the journaling together a little bit more easily. But doing it on camera, and the reason why I do it on camera is because it holds me accountable to doing this stuff. And if you feel that you need to be held accountable, let's find a time when you can host a live on the Mindset Journaling Academy. Maybe that's more in the middle of the afternoon, whenever works for you. You can host a live on this page. I'd prefer if you talk to me first. You don't have to. But let's figure out a time where you can host a live and hold yourself accountable so that people know you are showing up every day and you are held accountable by people expecting you to show up every single morning, because that's what I do. That's how I stay accountable to do my morning mindset journaling every single morning, because I tell you guys when I'm going to be here and I show up every morning. Sometimes I'm a little bit late, but I show up every morning. So if that's something that you're interested in, please let me know, chat with me, send me a direct message. But that is something that I think would be awesome. I'd love that. So again, I'm going to go ahead and get into the journaling for the day. I recommend getting out your journals as well. Get out a pen. If you don't have a journal, you can just use a piece of paper. It's okay. You don't have to have a journal. I just recommend that you get to a place where you can be alone as much as you can be alone. I know that for everybody that's not always possible, but I recommend that you find a place, find a time when you can be alone, and that you do this every single day in order to set yourself up for success. I recommend you do this in the morning as much as you can to set yourself up for success. So yeah, awesome. I'm going to go ahead and get into it. I'm going to go ahead and turn on my music, or sound. I guess it's just sound. It's like white noise. And I'm going to get into things. So I hope you guys have a great day. I hope that this was informative. I also hope that this brings you a sense of peace and clarity, and knowing that you can do this. This is possible. It's possible to form your own sense of inner clarity and stability. And it's okay that you might not be there yet. You will get there. Just keep going. That's what human development is all about.